it's great to see we got it. The spirit, hey, hey, let's hear it.
Because the goal of doing this book was emancipating my inner child, that little girl that was never seen or heard, that people didn't understand, and was not a famous person, did not have money, came from nothing, and nobody knew her. And what I really want for my daughter and for my son is that they always feel seen and heard, that they always know they're safe, that they're never left alone, that they're good. And that's it. So I'm thankful for them. Even with my own kids, I'm reading chapters, or now they can listen to the audiobook, but to certain chapters, I'm reading to them that are helping to illustrate my encounters with racism and how they can then have a greater understanding and ultimately a greater reservoir with which to deal with the situation itself, because it's hard. That was a very harrowing experience. I don't know that I ever felt the need to talk to anybody about it, because I don't feel like I'm the only person in the world that ever went through something traumatic, but that was very specific. And I think the reason why most people wouldn't expect it is because, I don't know, because of the racial ambiguity. But, you know, just on the level of like anybody who never felt like they belonged, or may not have felt that they could succeed because the odds were against them or they were different. I feel like it's a survivor's story, and not everybody realized that about me. Or even if they weren't a fan, I think there are themes in this book that all people can relate to. To have held on to my inner child was really important to me ever since I was a child. And I realized one day when I grow up and I do what I'm dreaming of doing, which will happen, and I won't be in these sad circumstances forever. But, you know, one day I'm just going to remember what this feels like, so I don't turn into one of those people that has lost touch with the essence of who they are. Well, I always believed that this would happen.
Did you?
So I did. I always had that feeling, because I had to feel that I could surpass where I came from, that I could overcome my childhood and my dysfunctional family and all the things that happened to me as a kid. I feel like, and it often makes me sad to say this, but I feel like I looked at the examples that were around me, and I did say, filed them under what not to do. Like, it was just like, I have to survive the circumstances that I've been dealt, you know, and I believe that I will do that. And it is to do with faith.
Well, you know what? It's like if people are toxic and they're in your life and they're unsafe and they've always been unsafe, you have to learn the art of letting go. You know, you really have to get to that place, or at least I did, because I tried, like I take and take and take with everybody. And then I get to a place, and most people never see me get to this place, but I get there and then it's like, bye, you know, because there has to be that self-preservation. I realized I had no business being pressured that much. Nobody should ever have pressured anybody, but as we've seen in this entertainment industry, it happens, and it doesn't just happen to one person. People push artists to the edge, and then they wonder why most people are gone too soon. When someone is that much in control of your life, there doesn't feel like there's any safe place. There just doesn't feel like there is one. I didn't have one. So try to create that for yourself is what I would say to that girl. If I could go back and say that to myself, or anybody out there that's listening that needs that, like, just check in with yourself and be like, how am I really feeling? Is this okay for me? You know, like, do I matter? Like, you have to matter. That's one thing I learned, the meaning that we're talking about, the meaning, like, you have to mean something to yourself. And for a long time, I didn't know how to make that happen. I didn't feel worthy of existing, or I didn't know what it meant to be quote unquote Mariah Carey. It was a very difficult time. But I do think the coping mechanism situation comes from the fact that this is not normal. Being under the scrutiny of like constant focus and attention and making it all about you, it is a thing where then when you come down from it, you really, really, really do need a support system.
Yeah.
Because nobody else, unless they become you, even if they think they're your best friend and they totally get you and they understand your music and they understand the things about you that people don't understand, They will never know what it's like to be in your skin. And that's why people are gone too soon, because it just gets excruciating. It's just who has affected me as a human being. Like when you asked me the question before and you were like, as a human being, I'm like, don't I wish everybody else could just say that? Like that in and of itself is a wonderful thing to hear. Like not most people don't phrase things like that, you know, and it's sad.
Don't think of yourself as second best, and don't allow anybody else to make you feel that way. Or do you know what I mean? Like believe that it's possible. That for me, that was the thing. It wasn't just I want to be famous. I want to be a celebrity. It was really like I believe that I can achieve my goals, and I'm not letting anybody stop me. Like I have a song called "Make It Happen," and that's what that song is about. It's very much an autobiographical song. All these songs, all these moments represent different places I was in my life as a songwriter, as a person, as a woman. And a lot of those times, if I would have just allowed people to completely take away my power because of a lot of the things that I was up against, then I wouldn't be here. And I try to tell people that all the time, like, no, look, you love me because I did believe in myself. And that's with a person, if I'm talking to someone that loves me, I'm like, look, you wouldn't even know me if I gave up early on. You would never have heard of me. I would never have been in the studio making any album. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but we just have to be as strong as possible in this industry and the world.
First of all, I had no choice. I wrote out of the desperate need to express myself. But when I think about some people that they didn't have that need, and maybe their life was different and for their own reasons, but I'm like, wow, it's such an outlet for me that I can't, and I know it's a gift, but I can't imagine living without writing. Well, I just want them to do it if they want to do it.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that they want to do, like my daughter loves to draw, and my son, I mean, he loves to play Fortnite, of course, and he loves to do, you know, all the things that, I mean, I wouldn't have allowed him to play Fortnite yet, but he's so good and he's so technical that he wants to, but he also loves to dance and he loves to sing and he loves music, and they both do. And they both are free to express themselves. So I'm not like, you gotta get your vocal lessons and go to now with COVID, they can't really go do anything. They do stuff virtually, but you know, it's going to be up to them what they really want to do. And I'm not going to pressure or push them. That's really what it is. That's why I said in the beginning of the book, look, I live from season to season, holiday to holiday, you know, whatever it is. That's the whole like not acknowledging time. It's really because I'm always hopeful. I'm always looking forward to something. And I do want to make other people happy and make the environment fun and festive for everybody, because why not if you have the ability to do that? But if someone comes in my lair and they're a Scrooge,
You're out.
forever,
Done.
over.
It's forever.
It's forever. Yes.